Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I will be bringing you a video with UV resin. So I bought this little kit from Hobby Lobby when their Christmas stuff was 75% off, and I started playing around with it and had to get me some more resin. So this right here is some earring wires that I got from Hobby Lobby years ago. And I'm going to be using those with this white resin with some glitter in them that I already made. And I'll be showing you later on in the video how to use the UV resin. So with this here, I have a couple jump rings, the earrings, some tools, and we're going to put these together. So the first thing you want to do is to take your jump rings and a couple of tools, and then you want to spread them out. And the way you do it is by twisting them. You do not open them up by taking one end and the other end and spreading them apart. You twist them. So I put the jump ring on the earring part itself that's made out of the resin, and then I'll put the ear wire onto that, and then I'll just take my tools there on either side of the jump ring and then just twist it back together. And there's one earring, simple as that. We're just going to do the second one because you always have to have two earrings. Well, unless you only have one ear, then I guess one earring will do. And the way you want to put these on is you want to have one earring facing in one direction and the other one facing in the other direction. You don't want them both facing in the same direction, because these are going to be on either side and you want them facing out to the side. These are not front-facing earrings. Now, these ear wires, I've had them for so long, I guess they kind of got scrunched in the package. So I just had to take my tools there and turn them correctly. And there they are. Now I have this little earring holder here, and I'm going to put the earrings on there to make sure that they're facing in the correct positions. And I believe they are. So there we have one set of earrings. And sorry, my camera's a little far off. I have it about as low as I can get it. I got one of those light rings for Christmas. So here's the second pair of earrings. Again, this is some of the UV resin that I casted in a mold and cured in a UV light. And I am just adding the jump rings to it along with the earring, the fishhook earring. And this is just another quick set. And again, you want to make sure they're facing in opposite directions. Anyway, in my next video, I'll be sure, if I'm doing something small like this, to try to get it closer to my hands so you can see what I'm doing. This is my first time using the light ring with my camera attached to it. So as I use it more, I'm hopefully will get better at it. So there's our second pair of earrings. But you'll see a close-up view of each of the earrings in a little bit. Okay, now on to the third pair of earrings. So this one here, I casted a circle and then a square. So I'm putting the circle on top, the square on the bottom, and I did these with some white UV resin. Again, I have my jump rings. I'm just putting the round piece and the square piece together, and put the square piece, it has a hole in the top, so it's like a diamond. And again, like I said, I'll show you later in the video how to do the actual resin and the curing. And if you're watching this, have you ever used UV resin? And if you have, what brand do you like best? Sorry, this is a little out of the frame. I'm getting used to it, so hopefully my other videos will be better. And then I'm just going to add a fish hook earring to the top of this with a split ring, or not a split ring, with a, oh my gosh, what do you call them? Jump ring. With a jump ring. Again, you twist the jump ring open and closed. You do not pull them apart and push them together. You twist them. If you pull them open and then close them that way, they will warp and they won't be round. But if you twist them and twist them back, then they'll be fine. So again, I'm placing them on this little stand here to make sure they're in the right direction. And this one here, I put the top little ring on backwards, so I had to take it off and put it correctly. Is that right? I think so. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. I did it the other day. And with it not being in the picture frame here, it's hard to tell. But anyway, so I do, again, you want them going in opposite directions. And I'm noticing that one of mine is not going in the right direction. Or maybe that's what I just did. I bet that's what I did. Okay. So right before this, what I did was the air wire was not going in the right direction, so I had to fix that. So now I have one of the little head pins, and I'm putting it through this little piece of resin that I casted. And then there's this little round piece that I also casted. And once I get the head pin through it, then I'm going to curl it so it makes a little decoration for the front part of it. And then I just push it down on top of it. And I already did the other earring to save some time. I did it off camera. And then the type of earrings we're going to use for this is going to be the straight pin looking ones. And I'm just going to use E6000 to put them on the back. And I just use a toothpick with the E6000 glue. And then of course you got to set it aside to dry for a day. And then there's the backs to go on the earrings also. And I'm really sorry you can't see this much. I'm going to try my hardest next time to get the camera down closer. So there's that earring. So it kind of dangles down a little bit, and it's post. It's a post earring. That was the word I was looking for. So those are all the earrings, and there they are. You get a close-up or a more close-up view of them. Is there a pair you like better than the others? Let me know in the comments. And now we're going to make some bookmarks. So for these bookmarks, I just have these that I got from Hobby Lobby years ago. And they're kind of brassy looking. And then I cut out this scrapbook paper. And I'm using the glue stick to put the paper onto the top part of the bookmark. And this scrapbook paper has some words on it. I'm not sure where exactly I got it from. Probably Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Had it for a while. So just cut circles out the size of the top part of the bookmark there. And then I'm going to use this nail hardener light thingy, UV light. And there's some UV resin in citrine color. Now, there are some things I need to tell you. Do not mix your resin up with color and put it in a clear bottle, because guess what happens? It hardens sitting out on a table. I guess if you put it in a clear bottle, you need to put it in a dark closet or something afterwards, because as the light hits it, because I just had it sitting on my table in my craft room, and all of them hardened. So I just wasted all the UV resin that I had bought because they all hardened in the bottles. So if you're going to use these bottles, I suggest putting them in a dark place, or you find some black bottles. And of course they need to be plastic squeezable bottles, or just mix your UV resin up as you need it and not put them in bottles. Okay, so I'm putting my bookmarks, now they have the resin on them, in the little nail cure thing. And I am getting a regular UV light for my resin. It just hasn't come in yet from Amazon. So in the meantime, I'm using this little nail UV light thing. And this is the actual time for this. So this is how long it takes to cure. And I mean, it's not very long. It just seems like a long time because you're just sitting there waiting. And like I said, this is one of those lights, UV lights, for your nails, your fingernails. So see, the light came off. I took them out and I touched it. And I'm going to put it back in for another, I think it's a minute, maybe 2 minutes. I'm not sure. And again, this is real time. I did not speed this up at all. So it doesn't take very long for the resin to set up using the UV lights. I know you think it's a long time because you're sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. But in reality, it's only a couple of minutes. But I just wanted you to see what it was like in real time. Now, on in the video, as I'm doing this curing, I do speed up the video 10 times. There it went off, so we're going to pull these out, and it's cured. So now we have these bookmarks with words on the top. I know you can't see it very well, but there will be a picture. There they are. Maybe you can see that a little bit better. So these were pretty easy. And now we're going to make a necklace. So for this one here, I have this pendant in silver, and it's a bird, and it had some like branches, I guess, hanging down with some open rings on them that I didn't want on there. So I just cut those off, and I'm just sanding them down. And you want to be careful, because if you look at the bottom right hand side, not really, kind of in the middle there, you'll see a broken piece. So as I was sanding it, I broke it. So you do kind of have to be careful. So this is my first time really working with the UV resin in this video. I've never really used it before. So some of this is all new to me as you're watching it, but I decided to go ahead and film it and we can see how it goes. So I just have this piece of clear tape, and I'm going to put it on the back side of this, I'm going to call it a pendant. Because we don't want the resin to run out of it. And you are supposed to wear gloves when working with a resin. So please remember to use gloves. I did not have any on. But you really do need to use gloves when you're using resin. And now I have these little pieces of fern that I have no idea where it came from. Maybe somebody gave it to me or whatever. And it's just kind of crushed into pieces. So I'm going to use these pieces to hang down from those branches that I cut the rings off of. Just to make it look like, you know, greens hanging off the trees, maybe. Where the bird is, and he's kind of looking up. That was my idea of it anyway. So I'm just going to add 3 pieces in there. Have it hanging down. I was thinking about putting another piece in, and then I think I'd decide against it. So there's like 3 or 4 pieces on there. I think here's where I decide against adding another piece. Oh, no, I put that on there too. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. I know you can't see that real well, and I apologize for that. Once I get all the little pieces in there, I'm going to use the UV Resin Turquoise. And again, do not put these in these clear bottles and leave them out, because guess what? They do harden. So this was the day before I found them all hard. So I'm just going to add my resin on top of the ferns and all that. And I didn't put any on the bird itself or on the bottom part of the pendant, because I wanted it to look like the sky, and that's all filled in with the metal anyway. So the bird doesn't really have any resin on it, just the rest of it. And once I fill it up, then I'll cure it. So there it is. And you want to try not to get any bubbles in it. I did have one bubble in it where the fern was, but it's not too bad. I'm not going to worry about it. So we're going to cure it just like we did the other piece, the bookmarks. Only this time I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to sit through it curing the whole time. There you see me cleaning up. Look how fast I'm going. Wouldn't it be good if we could move that fast? So we're going to put it back in for a second time. Again, I'm going to speed it up. And it's done. Now we're going to take the tape off. And look at that. We have a pendant with a bird and some ferns hanging down and the sky. It's so cute. So I have this chain that already has the clasp on it, and I have a jump ring that I'm going to add to the pendant and then add it to the chain. And this necklace is now ready to wear. And I'm sorry this is like out of the range of the camera. I promise I will do better. That is my promise to you. I will do better. And here it is. And I also made one in the gold colored metal. So what types of jewelry do you like better, the gold or the silver? Or do you like them both the same? Let me know in the comments. And I'll show you a better picture of this in a couple seconds. There we go. And now for our last UV resin, we're going to make a keychain. So I have this mold that has a leaf on it, and I'm going to use this resin in the black, which is called obsidian, or I guess that's how you say it. I'm just going to fill up my mold. And again, you probably want to mix your resin up. If you get the clear resin and you get the colors to put in it, you want to mix it up as you go to use it, and don't put it in bottles. That would be my suggestion. If you do put it in bottles, you need to find some black bottles, because if you use the clear ones, your resin will dry hard, and then you've just wasted all your resin. That's what I did. So 14 bucks down the drain for nothing. Although I did order some resin from Amazon that was $10 a bottle, and I haven't used it yet. So that might be the next project, to use some of it and see how it works. This resin that I'm using right now is the one that I got from Hobby Lobby, and the colors that I got from Amazon. So I just filled up my mold there, and I'm going to add some gold leaf to it. And this is just some pieces of gold leaf that I had left over from other projects. And I'm just going to put it on top of my leaf there. I think what I did was added a little bit of resin down, put the leaf, gold leaf in, and then put more resin down. And as a side note, you should use the clear molds, flexible clear molds, when you're doing the UV resin. That way, if it's thick, if the molds are, you know, going to make the resin thick, you know, like deep, you need to cure the top side and then flip the mold over and cure the bottom side. If your molds are not clear, then the UV will not go through the bottom side of your mold. So that's another thing I learned. So I'm just kind of pushing down or moving the gold leaf where I want it to be. And then I'm going to add the rest of the resin to the top of my mold there. So there it is full, and now we're going to cure it. And again, I sped this up so you didn't have to sit there through the real time. And I'm just pushing some of the gold leaf that kind of floated up to the top. I'm just pushing it down into the resin. And again, I got the clear resin, the 4-ounce bottle from Hobby Lobby. That was $13.99. That is the resin I am using in this video. And I got a box of 24 UV resin colors from Amazon, and I used those colors in this resin that I'm filming with. As you can see, I've sped this up. going to flip it over and I'm going to cure the bottom side of it. Now, I think it's a little sticky, so I'm going to cure it a little bit more. I'm going to use this keychain that I already have, and I'm going to just take the metal heart off of it. I'm just unhooking the jump ring. And then once the leaf is done, all I have to do is put the jump ring through the hole in the leaf, and we'll have a keychain. So here we go. There it is. That's the back side. There's the front side. I think it turned out cute. And here I go with the jump ring. I'm just gonna put it in the top part where the hole is. It was a little difficult because this piece is a little thick. Probably needed a bigger jump ring, but I was just going with what was on the keychain itself. So there it is. So those are just a few things that you can make with UV resin. There's the keychain. Thought it turned out pretty good. I like the gold leaf in it. And then here's the bookmark, the pendant, and the keychain. If you were going to try one of these, which one would you try? I would have to say the bookmark was the easiest, and then here's everything that I made for this video. The 4 different pairs of earrings, the bookmark, the keychain, and the pendant necklace. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like these kinds of videos, please feel free to subscribe and share with your friends and people that you think might like it. And give me a thumbs up if you like what you see. I'll see you in the next video.